Guide on how to register a corporation, with less than 5K and can be finished in minutes, with 0 requirements needed. Open a browser. Search for SEC or SEC online registration. Click the OneSEC processing on the left. Click Proceed to OneSEC processing. Scroll down to the bottom. Then click Continue to OneSEC application form. Now select a main or extension office nearest to your location. Now input the application authorized representative information including the company email address. Select what type of company you're planning to create. Next, the company subtype. Company classification, and then the company subclass, and the number of incorporators. Select the primary purpose. And if any, select the secondary and third industry and so on. Now input the company dominant name, descriptor, and suffix. Please be informed that the font case used will be the one reflected in the certificate. Double check if all informations are correct. And then proceed by clicking the next button that can be found at the bottom. On the next page, still at the bottom, click the yellow one to receive an OTP in your email. Click OK. Go to the company email address and copy the OTP. Then paste it to the required field below the yellow button. Then click the Save and Proceed button at the lower right. Fill in the principal office address. And then the business contact details. scroll up and check if the company name you applied for is approved and available for use. And then scroll back down and click Save and Proceed. Here is where we input the capital structure details. First is the authorized capital, which, as you notice, I entered 1 million pesos. Actually, you can enter any amount, but to the question why 1 million, because from 1 peso up to 1 million, the fees to be paid will be the same. Then above 1 million the fees increase gradually. And the second is the subscribed capital. Previously, at least 25% of the authorized capital stock must be subscribed, and at least 25% of the subscribed capital should be paid at the time of incorporation. But because of an active government campaign towards the promotion of the ease of doing business in the Philippines, in 2018 a significant change is the removal of the minimum subscribed and paid-in capital. However, the 25% subscribed and 25% paid requirement was retained in case of an increase in capital stock. Now we input the authorized capital stock details. First, the type of shares, of which we have only one option, common voting with par. Second is the number of shares, of which I set it to 1:1, and the third one is the par value. Par value is the stock price stated in a corporation's charter. The intent behind the par value concept was that prospective investors could be assured that an issuing company would not issue shares at a price below the par value. Tick the box to use calendar year.
Then set when is your annual or regular meeting will be. This is important because the submission of your GIS and other important documents will be based on the day of your last annual meeting.
Then click Save and Proceed. Now fill in the company treasurer's detailed information. Next is click the yellow button and let's add the company, Incorporators, directors, and subscribers.
click and enable the 3 roles.
Also in this section we fill in the incorporators, directors, and subscribers type of shares, number of shares subscribed and number of paid-up capital shares, of which the overall total of subscribed and paid-up capital shares of all incorporators, directors, and subscribers must be exactly equal to capital structure details. As you noticed, we still have a remaining number of shares available for subscription. With this setup, we have the option to sell shares to future prospect, incorporators, directors, and subscribers. Now scroll down a little and tick the box to confirm, and then click Save and Proceed. Now we're gonna check again all the details of the application. If all are correct, scroll down to the next section. Here you can download a draft version of system-generated forms to have a final review of the application. When finished reviewing, scroll down and at the bottom tick the box if you agree to the terms of service and provisions, then enter the verification code. Then click Proceed to online payment. Click OK. When finished loading, scroll down, tick to select the payment option. For this video, we selected PayMaya Gcash Wallet option of payment. Then check if the email address is correct. After that, type the verification code. Then click Proceed to payment. Select the preferred wallet. For now we choose Gcash as a demo for this video. Enter account number. Enter OTP. Enter 4 digits MPIN. Click the Pay button. Click Proceed. Take a screenshot of the payment details, then click Back to Merchant. Now click the Print Confirmation Receipt button. Then select a directory where you want to download the payment confirmation receipt or the electronic official receipt. This will be one of the documents that you need to submit to the SEC office. Do note that payment assessment form is no longer required when you're applying through OneSEC portal. PAF or payment assessment form is only required when you are applying through a regular application. As I mentioned earlier, the previously downloaded draft version of documents is just for reviewing. And now that you have already paid the required fees for the application, you will receive an email where you can download the real system-generated documents that are needed to be submitted to the SEC office.
Now to ensure that we will not delete the email that we received from SEC, we are going to create a subfolder within the company email and transfer all of the present and future emails from SEC to the created subfolder. And might consider forwarding all of it to our personal email.
Here is a guide on how many copies each documents to be printed, and please arrange them according to the SEC required sequence before submitting it to the SEC office.
Print 4 copies of cover sheet, 4 copies of 3-page certificate of incorporation, 4 copies of 6-page articles of incorporation, 4 copies of 4-page bylaws, and 1 copy of summary. Prepare and staple the following: 1 set of summary, 4 sets, at least 2 sets original copies with original signatures according to this order. 1st cover sheet, 2nd digital certificate of incorporation, 3rd articles of incorporation, 4th bylaws, and 5th electronic official receipt. Staple 1 set summary to the inner left side of the long folder, then the 4 sets that composed a digital certificate of incorporation, articles of incorporation, bylaws, and electronic official receipt, and staple it to the inner right of the long folder. Now you are ready to submit the documents to the SEC office, and obtain the original certificate of incorporation. Watch out for my next video and let us explore on how to use the Philippine Business Hub portal, where we can acquire company BIR, SSS, Pag-ibig and PhilHealth through online processing.
But before we can do that, you may consider supporting by liking this video and subscribe and be notified by clicking the bell.